We have organizations here that submitted their concept to Making Our Voices Count, and we actually want to hear what those ideas are, what are those new innovations, and how do they contribute to the bigger picture of governance. And we are also here to use this opportunity to make new connections, collaborate if there is an opportunity to collaborate, and to develop new ideas. So by making whatever interventions that we have developed open so that people are able to use them or build on them or adapt on them. And I encourage each and every one of us, because we're all here to reflect on our projects, we're all here to learn from each other, to actually listen critically and carefully to what others are presenting, and also be able to give them feedback from your own experiences or from your own lessons that you've learned previously, so that we can all enrich each other within the work that we're doing.
So one of the challenges we've realised we face is that lots of local activists can't access funding. And so that's where we come in. So we basically help them amplify their voices and actually scale their local campaigns. The other challenge we're responding to is the fact that citizen action in South Africa is fractured. We're all focusing on different issues. And the problem with that is that we can't mobilise people in significant numbers to pull the levers of political power. So that's why we're working across all these issues to build a multi-issue civic movement.
I think listening to you guys now, I've got a couple of questions that I think you don't need to answer, but I think you need to think about. When you use the word we, who's we? And when I've heard you and Koketso speak about the project, sometimes you're describing building a tool for other leaders to make use of, and sometimes you're talking as you.
Are you building a community? Are you building an enabling platform for other organizations? What is it? And you know, that's not too clear, because community building is a hard exercise.
I came here with a Shuttleworth Foundation fellowship to launch Live magazine to try and prove you could create a sustainable youth media platform that was entirely created by young people for young people.
As a 23-year-old contributor at Live magazine at the time, I was very happy to get involved with Live magazine with the VIP campaign when it started in January A, because I genuinely do enjoy politics, and B, because I was particularly interested in investigating the prevailing notion that young people are politically apathetic.
And our long-term vision, well, our 2-year vision, is to become the primary youth intermediary in South Africa. So
looking at the 2016 local government elections, that's a space where I think a lot of interest is not driven towards, and that's pretty much like where the action is really happening.
We don't know the issues that are affecting the youth, which for me should be the core, apart from political issues. For you to be able to stimulate youth participation in politics, there are other issues that are of social and economic.
My comment is that well done, because I feel we are leaving our youth behind when it comes to politics. And there are so many of them, and because they are not involved in meaningful activities, we are losing them.
I am the founder of WEALE, a new organization that will be focusing on leadership development and accountable governance. The mission of the program is to campaign for pro-accountability mechanisms within public institutions, because they need to deliver services to the people. We will be pulling in a group of young leaders from civil society, because we all know, as sitting here, that good governance doesn't come through out of the good hearts of politicians and public officials. It comes through a rigorous process that is mostly driven by civil society. The program will be focusing on accountable governance, what it means to be a leader and promote accountability in a democratic South African society.
The idea is good. I would advise if you could just go back and revise the scope and identify perhaps 1 or 2 most critical issues, as you have said yourself, that the initiative is still new, to focus on.
I think what you're proposing about taking these young, bright-eyed people, putting them through a training program with a structured mentorship is really a great way to make some sustainable growth in the democracy and governance space.
There's massive crossovers and potential. I know we were introduced a little while ago, but we must talk more, because I feel like we could do a lot of stuff together.